Let me continue. Here we are in web UI technologies. UI, here it is a user interface. We can create user interactive page by learning these all UI technologies. Here UI, we are learning here web UI programming. UI, here it is user interface. This is what here front end of the programming. User interface, we can call it as front end page of web programming. We can call it as UI. This UI page we can create it by learning HTML 4 and 5, CSS 2 and 3, third topic JavaScript. Here fourth one is jQuery. Here fifth one is Ajax. Here sixth one is responsive design. Here seventh one will be Bootstrap. Here eighth one will be less and SAS programming. Here ninth one is Bootstrap responsive design project. So in my class, I'm going to teach all these topics in our web UI programming. To cover these all contents, I'll take next 40-45 hours of sessions. Next 40-45 hours of sessions, I'll take it to cover this content. Here 6 p.m. Yeah, here next 40-45 hours of sessions I'll take it to cover this content. Here duration of our course, here it is 40 to 45 hours of sessions. Here in this time I'm going to teach these all topics UI. Under this I'm going to teach that user interface like this. Here user interface, we can create user interactive page by learning these all topics. Here generally I'll go with every Saturday session, alternate Saturdays I'll go with the project session. Every alternate Saturday I'll go with the project session. Here every you can call it as every alternate Saturday I'll go with the project session. That middle Saturdays, 2 Saturdays in a month, 2 Saturdays I'll go with a project session and 2 Saturdays I'll go for examination. Within that 15 days of time, 2 weeks of time, how much syllabus we have completed, that on that syllabus I'll take project session. That way I'll continue. Okay, here these all topics I'm going to continue in our UI programming. Here I'm going to teach what is UI. When you enter any URL in the browser, suppose if I enter google.com here, I can show you Google homepage for our application. I can show you Google homepage. Once we click search option, that input will go for the search. Here once we click on the search option, my input will go for the search. It will search it in the server code. In that server code will write here, this will go for the server code. In that server will write the code to connect to database. So it will access that input. If you are connecting with a Google, if you are searching for some toys or mobiles or any keyword, if you enter, if you search it, you will redirect to server code. Server will interact with database. According to your input, whatever results are available in the server, that server, whatever results are available in database, that database will back to server. Server will back its input to front end page. This is what here complete interactions. This totally we call it as MVC architecture, model view controller architecture. We can create it with this. Every time you will get that list of results, link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4, all the list of links we will get it, whatever your search. If you search for toys, toy search will go to the server page. Server will connect to database. Here server will connect to database. That database will give you search result for us. So this type of interactions you can observe here in every front-end programming. Suppose if you check facebook.com, that Facebook is one URL. Here login.php. Here this is one front-end page. But when you right click and here when you check the URL, if you right click and inspect element, you can see that front-end code for this web page. Doc type HTML head and body is the front end page of my HTML. Here you can see that login.php. Login.php, here you can see that login.php is one server code. Here this is our PHP page. This PHP page is interacting with the server code here. Here front end is our UI. This UI is interacting, server code is our PHP code. Here PHP code, this PHP code is interacting with database. Databases are here, Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, like that we have so many server codes. So many server codes, so many databases we have, we can store our result in the database. This type of interactions you can observe here in every front-end programming. So front-end here, whatever look and feel part, whatever you can see in the browser or a mobile app or a desktop app, whatever you see, that is front-end. That front-end, if you submit it, it will go to the server. Server will store our result in the database. These all interactions you can observe here in every front-end program. In every front-end programming, you can observe that type of interactions. So here in this time, so when I write it here, doc type HTML head and body is the basic code for any HTML page. So if you are writing in developing any HTML application, we write it here, doc type HTML start and close. Here itself we can write it here, head start and close and body start and close. Okay, here head tag is used to write our header information and body tag is used to write body content of the application. Any body content of application, we can write it. Body part of the application, we can write it here for writing our content. Okay, here doc type HTML head and body, we use it our HTML web page. Doc type HTML head and body, we use it as our HTML web page. Here is our Facebook page. That Facebook page is interacting. Here UI page is interacting with page PHP. PHP is connecting with the database. Here these all interactions you can observe here in every front-end programming. So here HTML basically creates content of the web page. Any HTML code, standard code is doc type HTML head and body. Here HTML, here it is a hypertext markup language. It is mainly used to create content part of the web page. Content of web page, we can create it. Here content of web page, we can create it using HTML. Using HTML, basic content of the web page, we can create it with this HTML. Doc type HTML head and body, we use it here for creating our HTML page. Under this doc type, here it is document type. What type of document I am creating here, that comes under doc type. We can write it here HTML tag, HTML start and close, head start and close, body start and close, we can write. Here HTML tag is used to write our HTML, head tag is used to write CSS code, JavaScript code. Here inside this head tag only we can write it CSS code. Inside this head tag only we can write it JavaScript code. Here itself we can write it here CSS. CSS, here it is cascading style sheet. Here style part of the web page we can create it with this CSS. Here basic alignment of the web page. Alignment of web page, we can create it using CSS. Basic alignment of the web page, we can create it with this CSS. CSS gives you alignment of the web page. Next we can do it here JavaScript. Here JavaScript is used to write. Here JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. Client-side scripting language. It's a client-side scripting language and it is a browser executable programming. Browser executable programming, we call it as client-side scripting language. This can be executed by browser only, but here you can write validations, cookies, local storage, session storage, like that. Some functions we can write it. Click event, submit event, mouse over event, mouse out event, animations, debugging of the application. These all we learn it in JavaScript. JavaScript we used to write validations of our application. Here, if you check it in VS Code, we are checking in VS Code. Here inside this Visual Studio Code, here block and inline elements, all will learn it here. Open reason. See, I'm going to use to write the program. I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. Here, open any one folder. Here now, let me open any existing folder, existing completed batch folder. I'm showing here. Here, only HTML. Only HTML create the content part of the web page. Only HTML creates the content part of the web page. Basic content part of the web page, we can create it with HTML. Here, doc type HTML head and body, you can see. Here, HTML. HTML, here one.html, input.html, like that it will create doc type HTML head and body. Here, label, tag, input type text, password, email address, like this, we can use it here, all our input elements. Label, username, password, email ID, sender, country, company, age, date of birth, CV, courses, click event, like this, we are going to see all our input elements. We can write it like this. Username, password box, email address, sender, country drop down list. See, this type of input elements you can write it with this HTML. Now if I run my program here, to run this program we'll use live server. How to install VS Code, how to install live server, how we can execute our program. These all I'll explain to you in the next session. So as of now we are going with HTML. That HTML creates content of the web page. Basic content part of the web page, we can create it with this HTML. Here, basic content part of the web page, we can create it with this HTML. Here, input element, input type text, button, radio button, like that. Here, right click and inspect element. Here, you can see that doc type HTML head and body. So, input elements I'm using here, doc type. Here you can see that document type, here is the HTML tag. Inside the body, we are writing all content. But see here, only HTML. There is no proper alignment for all these buttons, all these text boxes. No proper alignment, no background colors, no borders, nothing. Just you can write content of the web page with this HTML. If you write it CSS for this, if you add CSS for this program, you can see that alignment of the web page. Here, alignment of the web page, we can create it. Here, left and right, left paragraph, center paragraph, right side paragraph, and menu bar, like this. That complete alignment of the web page, we can easily create it with this CSS. CSS gives you alignment of the web page. Here, alignment of the web page, we can create it with this HTML. Next, we can write it here. Alignment of the web page, we are creating with this. Alignment of the web page, we are creating with this alignment. Alignment, we are creating with this CSS. Here, using CSS3, we can create 2D, 3D effects. 2D animation, 3D animations, we can create it with this. See here. See here. That rotation of content, increasing width and height. Here rotation, here width and height, here angular rotation, here in different angle. See, rotate in, rotate skew, rotate X, like that with different angles we can show. So this is possible by 2D, 3D effects, all possible by CSS. Here we are writing here frames at keyframes. Here ABC, XYZ. Here div tank. This is our div tank, div 1, div 2, div 3, div 4. Like this we can create here all our div tanks. Here we are creating here doc type HTML head and body. Under this at keyframes we are using here. By that we can create align animation for our application. Here after few seconds, see here, this is what animation effect. Animation effect we can easily create it with this. Here animation effect we can create it like this. Animation direction we can show you like this. This way only we can execute our program. Animation effects all we can create it like this. Next one, here at keyframes and animations all we can show to the user like this. Here next one, here we can show you HTML JavaScript. JavaScript, it will add click events, debugging, exceptions, hide and show function, model boxes. These all, see here onload event, different onload events. Mouse over, see mouse over, mouse move. Here mouse out like this. Here print. See before printing screen, it will show you before print, and then print preview. You can click on the print option. By that you can show you that print. Here next we can write it here mouse over, mouse out, before print, after print, like this. Here click event. Here click event, you can see that here that click event, if you click on that click event, your event will be here. We are clicking on that event. So that click event, whatever we have created here, that click event, what I have, whenever we click on that particular one, so it will, see here, I'm clicking on this. Here click is one event, so it will show you that. See, one click time, no output. Double click it, see, double click. Here single click, only on click event. See here, only on click event. When you double click it, see, double click. This way we can show our output. Click event, double click event, mouse over event, mouse out event, like this we can show our output. Here now next you can show you drop down list. Here on change event, USA, UK, Japan, Germany, like that you can show you on change event. Here like this we can show you on change event, click event, mouse over event. Here like this all events we can show to the user like this. Here this is all because of here events. This is comes under JavaScript. But buttons, radio buttons, drop down list all by HTML only. But event, click event, mouse over event, on change event, these all events from JavaScript. Yeah, whatever event I'm explaining here, those all events from JavaScript. Here blur event, key down event, key up event, like that we have all our events. Okay, so we have all these events like this. Here key press event. Here like this we can write it here all different events. Here blur event. So when you click tab button, that is blur event. These all events from JavaScript. Here JavaScript events we can implement it like this. Next one, here events we can implement it like this. Next one, here you can see that here exceptions, events, click event. Here exceptions, history, hide and show. History of the browser you can create, you can access it in hide and show. See, I click on that hide, I click on that show. See here, hide, show, hide, show. Then here itself, hide and show. Both effects we can show to the user like this. So this is possible by hide and show, and this is possible by Here hide and show function, whatever I'm creating here, that output will be here hide and show. So both functions we can show you that output like this. Here this is about hide and show program like this. Next we are going into one more one here, hide and show function we are executing like this. Here these all comes under JavaScript. Whatever examples I showed you, those all comes under examples. Everyday class, everyday programs, everyday documents will be uploaded in one drive. That drive will be shared with the students. Just like 6 a.m. drive I have created for 6 a.m. students. Similar way, I'll create one more folder, one more drive for you. See, 6 p.m. batch, what I have updated, what I have uploaded, all class recordings, all class informations you can see in that drive. So in that drive, everyday files, everyday drive, everyday recordings, real-time project. I'll take one URL, any bootstrap.com or a Oracle create account, any one web page will design it in front of you. Here Usmania University will design one university site. Here we'll design one complete university site by writing code. So we'll write that code like this. By that you can create mouse over, mouse out, mouse wheel, like that you can write complete application. Complete application we can design it by our programming. That one by one you will learn all of them in the class itself. I'll show you real-time example. I'll give you practical questions. I'll give you program ABCD answers. I'll give you multiple choice questions. Alternate weekend I'll conduct exam. Alternate weekend I'll go with the project session. So how much syllabus you have learned in that 15 days of time, that syllabus will conduct as exam. That way my class goes. See here. One of my completed batch. Here 9 o'clock batch is going to finish. Here I'll conduct weekend test. See, weekend test paper you can see here. Here weekend test, I'll create one folder. This total drive will be shared with you, not same drive, your 6 p.m. drive. Here programs, paint files, documents and everyday recordings. Everyday recordings also I'll upload here. This recordings file will be shared with the students. This total file will be shared with the students. So that drive only will the students will have accessing. So by that, here this is my offline batch. Here a similar way you will get online batch, all recordings including recordings you will get the drive. So every day you can check the drive for recordings and everything. Programs, paint files, docs. Inside this programs you can see that sample files, lessons as all programs, HTML4, HTML5, CSS2, CSS3, jQuery, Ajax, lessons as Bootstrap. Like this you can see that all files like this. Here this way you will see that one by one all the topics and topic related coding you can see like this. Here now we are in we observed what all the examples up to JavaScript. One example I showed you up to JavaScript, what all examples we observed till now. Next we are going into here one more one. Here next one, jQuery. jQuery is an external library of JavaScript. Here jQuery, it is an external library of JavaScript. We call it as jQuery. Here jQuery, here itself you can see that jQuery is a external library. Here you can see that external library of JavaScript. External library of JavaScript, we call it as jQuery. This jQuery files we can create it. Here we can download it from Google. We have jQuery 3.6.3.js. Here similar way we have jQuery UI.js, jQuery validation.js, jQuery Here ripple.js. Like this, we have so many jQuery files. If we use our jQuery files, any of the jQuery file, here any of that jQuery file, if we use it for our project, so automatically we can update our program without writing more lines of code. We can create different effects here. See, I'll show you one of the jQuery example here. Here jQuery. See, you can show that hide and show effect. Not only hide and show, we have so many effects. Hide, see, hidden. Show, showed. Toggle, both effects. Okay. Here slide up, slide down. Here it is slide up, slide down. Then slide toggle. Here fade in, fade out. See, this is fade in, this is fade out. Here itself fade toggle, both effects. Here CSS, here multiple CSS properties. See, top and left position changed and width also changed here. See, add multiple CSS properties, add class, top and border is added in the top and bottom. Add class, see, top border, bottom border. Remove class. So removed the border. Then toggle class. So both, I can add it, I can remove it. Here next after, before. After the div tag, before the div tag. Here hello to div tag and before that dots. Here append, here prepend. Here animate. See here width and height of the div tag is continuously changing like this. Here stop animate, then attr. Attributes we are writing. So this way we can write it here. All our slide shows, hide and show effects, all we can show to the user like this. Here next one, here ripples. Right click here, run it with live server. Here rippling effects. See here. You can see that here like this, water rippling effects. Here water rippling effects we can create it like this. Here water wave movements and water rippling effects we can create it for our program like this. Here this way we can create our output for our program. Here like this we can write it here, water wave movements, water rippling effects we can create it for our program like this. Next here jQuery slideshow. Slideshow we can create it here. Here turn down, curtain X, scroll right, zooming effect, fading effect. See here one image to another image it is showing like fading effect. See one image to another image it is showing that effect, that is fading. Here now if you check it, here this is zooming. One image to another image, this is zooming. Then turn down. See that image will go down, another image will be displayed. This is what turn down effect, turn down. So coming down. Then shuffle. See here shuffling of that image. Here shuffling effect, it will create it here. This is shuffling. That image will go backside and another image will be displayed. This is shuffling. Here this way we can create it here, all our effects for our program. Different effects we can create it for our program by shuffling, by fading like this. This is possible by adding that external jQuery cycle.js. So we are adding that external JS cycle.js. By that we can show you cyclic rotation of images. Here water rippling effects, validations, UI effect. Like this, you can see one by one all types of effects in this jQuery. Responsive design, Ajax, Bootstrap, and Lessons. Responsive design time, you can understand how to use this responsive coding. Responsive coding here, how can you display your output in mobile phone, tablet, and desktop? In all different resolutions, how you can show your output. how we are showing our output in different resolution. So that is what here, doc type HTML head and body. Under this doc type, here it is document type. What type of document I am creating here, that comes under doc type. Here doc type HTML head and body. So now you can see that here doc type HTML head and body. If you zoom in or if you zoom out, that output how it is displaying, you can see here like this. See, we are showing that according to the column structure, 2-column structure or a 3-column structure, according to the screen size, it is changing. That responsive design. Responsive design time, you will understand how you can create your output in mobile phone, tablet and desktop. Responsive design. In this time, you will understand how can we design our output in mobile, tablet, desktop. In all different resolution, how to show our output, that you will understand under responsive design. Next, you can understand here lesson SAS. Here, less is a linear style sheet. SAS is a syntactically awesome style sheet. Here, less is a linear style sheet. SAS is a syntactically awesome style sheet. So these two you will understand here, less and SAS. In this less and in this SAS, you will understand here how to create that less file, how to create that SAS file. These two are superset of CSS. Superset of CSS. Just these two are superset of CSS. Under CSS, we have something extra that we can implement it with this less and SAS. Next, Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a ready-made structure. It is already existed in the Bootstrap coding. So we'll use this Bootstrap. It's a Bootstrap. It's a external libraries only. It is a HTML, CSS, JavaScript framework. It's a framework of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's a framework of HTML, CSS, JavaScript framework. We call it as jQuery. Okay, here up to this Bootstrap. Next, Ajax. Ajax is a asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Here, Ajax is a asynchronous JavaScript and XML. It is a combination of JavaScript and XML, and it is a asynchronous process. Here, asynchronous JavaScript and XML, we call it as Ajax. Ajax is a asynchronous JavaScript and XML. We call it as Ajax. This Ajax is used for implementation of our JavaScript code only. Here, this Ajax call, here lesson SAS and Bootstrap, all we can create it like this. Here, Ajax time, without refreshing the page, how you will get server data? Without refreshing the page, how can you get server output? That you will understand under this less, under this SAS. Here, less and SAS is used for displaying our output. Here, less is a linear style sheet. SAS is a syntactically awesome style sheet. So you will understand what is the use of less as well as SAS. Okay, like this, these all topics I'm going to cover in our course. In our course, I'm going to cover these all topics. So today, up to today, all past 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days we have completed our demos. Tomorrow 6 p.m. I'll start the first topic, that is HTML4. Okay, so tomorrow I'll start the first topic of our course, that is HTML4. Up to now, what all the topics we discussed here, these all topics are these all topics we have to learn one by one. Yes, up to now, if you have any doubt, you can ask, please. Yes, please. Up to now, any doubts? Yes, please. Up to now, any doubts? My class will be regular. Every day class will be conducted same 1 hour. Only for demos time I'll take little bit less time. But sharp 6 I'll start the class. Sharp 7 I'll end the class. 6 p.m. I'm going to continue your batch. After completion of your registration, you will get my Gmail drive. In that drive, all our class files, I'll upload it in that drive. You can check everyday recordings. You can practice everyday programs. How to install Visual Studio Code, how to run our program. That I'll explain to you in tomorrow's session. So tomorrow is the session 1. So up to today, we have completed all our demos. Who are interested to continue for this course, complete your registration. Try to get tomorrow's link and come to the class. That's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow for the class 1, session 1. Demos are completed. Thank you.